football fans, we are ready for NFL picks for week number 8 in the league where they play. For pay! And let's get right to it. Week number 8 already. How fast is this football season going? September and October they just flew right by. It's hard to believe we're in week 8 already. We're at the halfway mark of the season. Where is it going? Moving very quickly as usual. Okay, 2 teams with a bye this week. The Baltimore Ravens with a bye. They're up to 5-2. Really nice win in Seattle last week. Defense did some nice things. Quarterback was awesome, scrambling all over the place. So that was a solid road win by the Baltimore Ravens. They're on a bye. And the Dallas Cowboys are on a bye. They had a tremendous win as well as they just bombed Philadelphia. So Dallas up to 4-3. They take over first place. And for all you Dallas Cowboy fans, how about them Cowboys? All right, week number 8, let's go. Let's go to the Thursday night game. You know I can't stand Thursday night football, but let's go there. Let's go to Minnesota, where the Minnesota Vikings are -16 against the Washington Redskins. Washington down to 1-6, got shut out in the rain by the Niners. Just a pitiful season by Washington. Minnesota up to 5-2, had a nice road win in Detroit. Minnesota's starting to put some things together. This is the Minnesota team I've been waiting for. They're capable. When they play their best game, they can beat anyone. I mean, this is what I was hoping to see from Minnesota. They were stumbling and bumbling early in the year, but they're starting to put some things together now. Okay, so Minnesota at -16 against Washington. Listen again, super teaser game where you can get the game down to even. You got to take the Vikings. The Vikings are going to win. Now, as I always tell you, that rule about teams getting shut out, the next week they either win or cover the spread. Now, Washington is not winning this game. I don't care what the rule is, they're not winning this game. But if you want to respect that rule and take Washington with the 16, go ahead. I'm not. I think Minnesota's going to win. I would play this game in a super teaser. I think Minnesota can blow out Washington. And by the way, that rule happened again last week. Remember, Tennessee was shut out 2 weeks ago? Came back and won last week. Ever since I've been doing the show, a team that's been shut out 1 week has either covered the spread the next week or won the game outright. Asking a lot here. Washington's not winning this game outright. You want to say they sneak under the 16? I'll let you guys deal with that. I would play this game in a super teaser. Minnesota rolls. That's pick number 1. Pick number 2. Let's go up to New England. With the New England Patriots are -13 against the Cleveland Browns. Browns 2-4 off a bye. Disappointing season so far. How about New England? They just keep going. 7-0, bomb the Jets, shut out the Jets. I mean, the New England defense is awesome now. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. New England and the Saints, you know, for so many years had great offenses and very poor defenses. Now they got good defenses, both of these teams, so watch out. New England just bomb the Jets. They never take a week off. I mean, they just never take a week off, New England. Now they added Sanu from the Falcons. He'll help them. You know, once Sanu gets in a New England jersey, he's going to play well. And keep an eye on these trades coming up. They could make a difference. Sanu going to the Patriots, I think, is going to be a difference maker for New England. I think he's going to help them in the offensive game. A.J. Green, you know, could be traded. Brown's still out there. Sanders could be traded. We'll see if a good team picks up one of these guys. Could make the difference in the playoffs if you land one of these guys. So the Patriots do acquire Sanu. I think that's a good move. As far as this game, again, like the first game, you got to play this game in a super teaser. Get the line down to even and take New England. I mean, you can't feel confident with the Browns with any kind of points, the way New England's defense is playing. They could shut out anyone. They're holding everyone down. No one's scoring any amount of points on New England. So to me, you got to think New England's going to win at home. So to me, you want to get them in a super teaser. You want to use Minnesota, New England as super teaser and some other teams. Go that way. New England is pick number 2. Pick number 3. Here we go again. Another super teaser game with the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, believe it or not, are -14.5 against the Miami Dolphins. on Monday Night Football. This is the Monday Night Football game. Didn't we have Steelers Bengals already on Monday Night Football? And now we got Steelers Dolphins. Steelers 2-4 off the bye. Rudolph will be back. Miami 0-6 lost to Buffalo. Now listen, Miami's been somewhat competitive the last 2 weeks. They played decently against Buffalo for a lot of that game, but they still lost by 14. And by the way, last week when I said Miami was tanking, I didn't mean the players on the field. I meant the front office by jettisoning all their good players out. The players are trying. They just don't have any talent. The front office, they basically wanted the Dolphins to have a bad year this year. Monday Night Football? My bags are packed! My bags are packed! Monday Night Football, 2-4 Pittsburgh against 0-6 Miami. Who's with me? My bags are packed. Let's go to the Steel City. And we can meet Tessitore and Boogie McFarlane, who are on the broadcast, who will tell you this is the greatest game in the world. Who's with me? Let's go! What a disgraceful Monday Night Football game. Again, like the first two games, super teaser, get the line to even, take Pittsburgh to win and go that way. I do think these lines are getting a little insane with Miami. Now the Steelers with their backup quarterback at 2-4 are 14.5 point favorites. This is getting ridiculous. But again, you don't feel too confident in Miami. Even when they played decently last week, they lost by 14. So just a mess. Super teaser game again. Take Pittsburgh and win. My bags are packed. We're going to the Steel City. We're going to see 2-4 Pittsburgh with the backup quarterback against 0-6 Miami. We're going to the Steel City. Who's with me? We're going to meet Tessitore and Boogie McFarlane. We're going to meet them. Let's go! That's pick number 3. Pick number 4. Let's go up to Buffalo. Whoa, Buffalo. Whoa, Buffalo. Hey, 5-1. Buffalo, 5-1. Buffalo. Beat Miami last week. Didn't look impressive. Pulled away, late. But they were struggling this game. They were losing for a good portion of this game. Finally woke up. Took care of business. Buffalo's having a nice season at 5-1. You know their MO. I told you that last week. They're not going to score a whole lot of points. They're going to play good defense. Most of their games are close. They've been pulling them all out this year so far, with the exception of the New England game, which they could have won that game also. Buffalo at home, -2 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia down to 3-4, and they got destroyed by Dallas, and that's after getting destroyed by Minnesota the week before. Philadelphia, show me something. I know a tough schedule in Minnesota, in Dallas, in Buffalo this week. Can you at least be in the game? That Dallas game was over at halftime. That was for first place. Wentz was awful. The defense was awful. Terrible job by Philadelphia. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a third time, and the Birds are history. And if they lose this game, the Birds are history. They really have to show up and play well in this game. Again, I'm going to move the line to 8 reluctantly and take Philadelphia. They have to show up this week, right? Buffalo's in a lot of close games. A lot of close games. Here's that cough again. Give me a second. Oh, boy. Buffalo is in a lot of close games. Losing my voice. Oh, boy. Buffalo is in a lot of close games. You would expect this game to be close. Philadelphia has to show up here. They absolutely have to show up. I'm going to move the line to 8 and take Philly one last time. This is it, Philly. Put up or shut up. If they go to 3-5, this season's over. The NFC is very, very tough this year. There's a lot of good teams. Even at 4-4, Philadelphia is going to have trouble making the playoffs. But 3-5, I think they're done. I'm going to move the line to 8. Reluctantly, take the Eagles one last time. Show me something, Philadelphia. That's pick number 4. Pick number 5. Oh, my goodness, my allergies. Sorry about this. Pick number 5. Let's go to London, England. And you know how much I love London, England games. Oh my goodness, how many games in London have they played this year? And listen, again, the fans are great. They sell out all these games. But I just can't take any more of these London games. I just can't. The LA Rams are minus 12.5 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals 0-7 lost to Jacksonville. Bengals right now have the worst record in football because they've played one more game than the Dolphins. My goodness, Cincinnati, what a disaster. Rams up to 4-3. They beat Atlanta, finally showed up. I mean, the Rams had to have that game. Again, and this is a common theme this week. You don't have too many great games this week. It could be a lot of blowouts. Super tease the game. Get the line down to even. You got to think the Rams are going to take care of business here. There's a lot of big spreads this week. Could be a lot of blowouts, and I kind of am leaning towards the favorites this week. And this is another one. I mean, super teaser game. Already, I've given you like 1, 2, 3, 4 super teaser games you might want to use right there. Rams is pick number 5. Pick number 6, this is a very good game. Let's go out to San Francisco with the San Francisco 49ers on minus 6 against the Carolina Panthers. Panthers 4-2 off the bye. Allen 4-0 is the starter. He will remain the starter. Cam Newton will continue to rehab. Niners 6-0. Shut out Washington in the rain. Doing a great job. As I told you before the season, the Niners would be the surprise team of the league, and they are. I'm going to move the line to 12 and take Carolina. Carolina's got a lot of mojo, a lot of moxie. They're hot. Had the bye week. They're playing well with this Allen at quarterback. And San Francisco, listen, I think I've taken them every week so far, and I've won every week. They're not going to blow everyone out every week, and they're not going to cover the spread every week. And when I can get 12 in a teaser with a good Carolina team, I feel good going that way. This is a good game. I'm going to take Carolina in a teaser. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Let's go down to hot Atlanta. Yeah! The Falcons, baby. Woo! Are they lighting it up or what? Are the Falcons not lighting it up? What a disgrace. Seattle Seahawks on minus 3.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. Seattle down to 5-2, lost to Baltimore at home. Atlanta 1-6, got bombed by the Rams. Ryan hurt. They traded Sanu. They're looking to trade their pass rusher. The Falcons, it cannot get any worse. The Falcons have plummeted into the abyss. And I've said it a million times, just a few short seasons ago, they could have, should have won the Super Bowl against New England. Even the next year, they lost a tough game to the Eagles, who ended up winning the Super Bowl. Last year, disappointing year. And this year is just pathetic. Atlanta is not even showing up anymore. Why is this line only 3.5? I don't care where the game is being played. I don't care if the game's being played on the moon. Seattle's going to win this game. Money line. Seattle, money line. They're going to win. Why is the spread only 3.5? The way the Falcons have played, they've shown you nothing. They got destroyed by the Rams. Ryan is out. Is probably going to be out. He's hurt. They trade Sanu. They're looking to trade their pass rusher. The season is over. They're a dead carcass. This spread should be 10. I don't care if the game's in hot Atlanta. I mean, what? It was in hot Atlanta last week, and what did that mean? There's going to be a half a crowd, there's going to be probably 40,000 there. There's going to be a ton of empty seats, and the people that are there are going to be apathetic. The Falcons are 1-6. Seattle wins the game, money line. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8. Let's go down to Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars are -6 against the New York Football Jets. Jacksonville up to 3-4, rallied to beat Cincinnati. The New York Football Jets, ouch, 1-5, got shut out by New England at home. What a pathetic performance by them. Darnold was awful. This game was over early. Jets showed a lot of spirit and spunk against Dallas, but they showed me nothing against New England. I mean, no disgrace losing to New England. The Jets didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. They were just embarrassed. I remember a decade ago, all my friends were saying the baton had been passed from the Patriots to the Jets. Really? The baton had been passed to the Jets? As I said many moons ago, if a baton was passed to the Jets, they'd drop it, fumble it, kick it, and lose it. There's no baton has been passed. The Patriots are still rolling, and the Jets are still the Jets. Now again, back to that shutout rule. Jets were shut out last week. I think they're going to play better this week, so I'm going to move the line to 12. Take the Jets out of respect for that shutout rule that the team that gets shut out, like I mentioned before, usually comes back and wins or covers. It happened just last week where Tennessee won the game outright. I'm going to take the Jets. They couldn't play any worse. I'm not a big believer in Jacksonville. I know they beat Cincinnati. They were losing that game 10-9 in the fourth quarter before they rallied. Let's not make Jacksonville to be the greatest team in football history. I think this game will be close. I like the 12 with the Jets and a two-team teaser. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9. Oh boy. Let's go to the Windy City in Chicago where the Chicago Bears are -4 against the LA Chargers. Bears down to 3-3, lost to the Saints, and just got hammered by New Orleans. I mean, they got embarrassed at home by New Orleans on all sides of the ball. And where's this great Bear defense? Where's this great Bear defense? I mean, I know the offense is struggling. Bear defense, I mean, Bridgewater lit them up. Bears really got to show up this week. I mean, it's getting late in the game for them in that tough division. You got Green Bay and Minnesota ahead of you already. Very tough division. It's getting late early for Chicago. And the Chargers, their season is over. They're 2-5, lost to Tennessee. Gordon fumbles at the 1-yard line. I mean, are you kidding me? The way the Chargers lost this game. First of all, Tennessee should have sewed this game up. They had a 4th and an inch, and they, for some reason, Tannehill goes over the top and he gets stuffed. They should have handed it to their big back, or Tannehill, sneak low. Instead, Tannehill's trying to, jump over the pile like he's Edwin Moses. I mean, give me a break. So the Chargers get a break there, get the ball back, get all the way down to the 1. They have a couple times where you think the ball's in, they review it, not in. They're still at the 1-yard line, can't get in. Gordon fumbles. Nice job, Chargers. Typical Chargers. Is that not the Chargers to a T, the way they lost that game? That sums up the whole career of Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, losing a game like that. And all I hear from the Chargers is, oh, we had that game won legitimately 2 times, and they took it away from us. Get the ball in from the 1-yard line and stop complaining. I mean, and Gordon missed a holdout. Fumbles at the 1-inch line. What a joke. And enough excuses, Chargers. You've lost like 5,000 of these games in the last decade. Oh, my goodness. What a pathetic group they are. What a soft, gutless, soft team they are. That just sums up the Chargers to a T, that game. I'm taking Chicago here. Move the line to pick them, whether money line, teaser, whatever. Take Chicago. You have to think Chicago at home, desperate times with that defense, is going to be able to handle the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers, they got nothing. Nothing. They just lost to Tennessee. Chicago's pick number 9. Pick number 10, let's go to the Motor City in Detroit. With the Detroit Lions, are -7 against the New York Giants. Giants down to 2-5, lost to Arizona. You knew it would be a long year for the Giants. It is. Oh, Detroit, 2-3-1, lost to Minnesota at home. Running back looks like he's banged up now. Detroit, in the toughest division in football, is in last place. This was another tough loss for Detroit. They were in the game most of the way, but you can't give up 42 points in your own building and expect to win. I mean, I was shocked that they let Minnesota score 42 on them in Detroit. To me, this is a perfect 2-team teaser game. Move the line to 1 and take the Lions. You have to think the Lions are going to beat the Giants. You have to think the Lions are going to beat the Giants. You have to think the Lions, and I know you can't trust them, and they always fall on their face, they got to beat the Giants at home, right? You have to like Detroit. To me, it's a perfect 2-team teaser game. Move the line down to 1 and take Detroit. They should force some turnovers. The Giants, it's going to be a long year for them. I like Detroit. That's pick number 10. Pick number 11. Let's go to Nashville, Tennessee, with the Tennessee Titans at -3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay 2-4 off the bye. Coming off a game 2 weeks ago where they had 7 turnovers. Yes, 7. That's hard to believe. Tennessee, believe it or not, up to 3-4. They've played a lot worse than that, but they're 3-4, and they're probably only like a game out of a playoff spot. I shouldn't have even said that, but it's true. Playoffs, as Jim Moore would say. Playoffs? Tennessee? Let's hope they can win another game. Tennessee beat the Chargers in just a wild and wacky game. This is a mess. I mean, I'm going to move the line to 9 and take Tampa Bay. I don't like at all what I see from Tennessee, and Tampa Bay doesn't look good at all either. They're both, to me, they're both two stink bombs. I got to think the game is going to be close. Tampa Bay, a week off, coming off a 7-turnover game. You have to think they're going to play better than that. And Tennessee, I don't think they can blow out anyone. I mean, I know they blew out Cleveland in week 1, but that was week 1. I don't think Tennessee at this point is capable of blowing out anyone. I think Tampa Bay plays better than 2 weeks ago when they had 7 turnovers. Move the line to 9, take Tampa Bay. It's a field goal game either way. Not one of my favorite plays of the week either. And there are, like I said, not many good games. I mean, so far, the only good game I've touched on so far is San Francisco, Carolina. You want to tell me Buffalo, Philly is decent? Okay. Not many great games this week. All right, pick number 12. Let's go down to the Big Easy. New Orleans, the Superdome. Who dat? I said, who dat? With the New Orleans Saints, a -9.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. How about the Saints? 6-1, bomb Chicago. Bridgewater playing well. Breeze is probably ready to come back. I got to give Bridgewater credit. He didn't play well that first game he got in against the Rams, but he has been solid the rest of the way. And how about this Saint defense? I touched on it before. The Saints in New England now have big-time defenses. You might have to consider New England and Saints the two favorites to get to the Super Bowl. I think everyone would say New England on the AFC. The NFC's loaded. New Orleans could be the favorite if they get a healthy Breeze back. And Kamara's banged up as well. The Saint defense is not giving you anything. Saints 9.5 over Arizona. How about Arizona? 3-3-1 beat the Giants. Who thought Arizona would be 3-3-1 at this point? I watched Arizona a couple times. I watched them in preseason, the first game of the year, and I said, my goodness. The coach looks like he's lost. The quarterback could be another disaster. This team might not win a game. And here they are at 3-3-1, and they've been in most of their games. Really good job by Arizona. Having said that, the spread's 9.5. This is a perfect 3-team teaser game where you get 9 points. I can move the line to even. Take New Orleans at home. There's no way Arizona's going into New Orleans and beating the Saints, whether it's Breeze or Bridgewater. Saints are going to get the job done. That's pick number 12. Pick number 13. Here's a good game. Of course, it loses a little luster being the quarterback is out. But you got the Green Bay Packers -4.5 at Kansas City. How many times has Kansas City been underdog at home by that much? Green Bay up to 6-1, beat Oakland. Rodgers was awesome. They played much better than they played in the Monday night game just a few days before. Green Bay's having a tremendous season so far. Really nice job by the Pack. Kansas City up to 5-2, bomb Denver. Mahomes, of course, gets hurt. Moore comes in, does some good things. Mahomes will be back in a few weeks. Listen, out of respect for Kansas City and that home crowd, I'm going to move the line to 10.5 and think the Chiefs, even with the backup, keep it close. Even with Moore at quarterback, I think they're going to score some points. I think they're going to keep it close. I'm not going to say they're going to win, but I like getting the Chiefs with 10.5 and a 2-team teaser, even with the backup, because I think they can still get some things done on offense. It's a very interesting game. We would love to have Mahomes in this game. It would be a fascinating game with him. I mean, obviously, Green Bay deserves to be the favorite here with the backup in, but I think the Chiefs will hang around in this game more than people think, so I'll move it to 10.5. Chiefs, 2-team teaser. That's pick number 13. Pick number 14. Let's go to Indianapolis, where the Indianapolis Colts are -6.5 against the Denver Broncos. How about the Colts? They're 4-2, beat Houston. They're in first place. Brissett playing well. I should know Brissett was going to play well. He was in the New England system, just like Garoppolo. Anything New England touches turns to gold, just about. How about the Colts? Luck retires right before the season. One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. A franchise quarterback. And here are the Colts in first place. What a job by Indianapolis. Tremendous job by them. Colts -6.5 against Denver. Denver down to 2-5. Lost to Kansas City on Thursday Night Football. They were in embarrassed. They go down the field and score to go up 6-0, and after that, they just checked out of the game. Gave up 9 sacks to a Chief team that couldn't get to the quarterback the whole year. Flacco was awful. Sanders is hurt again. Defense got shredded. What an embarrassing performance by Denver. And I tried, Denver. I tried to give you a shot in that game, and you laid an egg. Just a disgraceful performance at home. Now they're 2-5. Their season's over. Look for them to start trading pieces away. I couldn't believe how bad they played. Even when Moore got in the game, Denver still was giving up big plays to Kansas City and couldn't move the ball from here to there on the Chiefs. Every team in the league moves the ball on the Chiefs. 9 sacks to Kansas City. Pitiful, pathetic performance by Denver. Who do you think I'm picking in this game? Move the line to pick 'em. Take the Colts in a 2-team teaser. I am not taking Denver off of what I saw on Thursday Night Football. Colts are playing too well. That's pick number 14. And the last pick number 15. This is an interesting game also to keep an eye on. Let's go down to Houston, where the Houston Texans are minus 6.5 against the Oakland Raiders with Chucky and the Grim Reaper and Vader and the gorilla costume guy. Houston 4-3, minus 6.5 against Oakland, who was 3-3. Oakland lost to Green Bay. Green Bay kind of demolished them there. Rodgers had a big day. Oakland defense got chewed up. Houston 4-3, lost to Indianapolis. I thought that was a disappointing loss for Houston with first place on the line. This is a very intriguing game. I think the Raiders' schedule is starting to get to them. This wacky schedule that they have, which is just insane. I mean, they're in Indianapolis, they're in London, they're in Green Bay, now they're in Houston. It's crazy. I think it's starting to wear them down a little bit. So I'm going to move the line to pick them and take Houston here. This is a big game as far as the standings go. If you look at the standings right now, the winner of this game will probably have that last spot in the playoffs. So I know we got a long way to go to playoffs, but you got to start looking at it. There's not that many great teams in the AFC, especially in that bottom half. So to me, this is a very important game. Houston off the loss. Raiders, that schedule starting to get to them, I think. I think Houston's going to get through here. There's a case for Oakland plus 12.5. I'm not ready, like I've said a bunch of times, to pick Oakland to go into Houston and win. Oakland did go into Indianapolis and win. They did do that. They did beat Chicago and London, but I think this schedule is starting to get to them now. I think Houston will pull it out. Interesting game there. I'll take Houston in a 2-team teaser. It's not a great week in the NFL. A lot of big spreads, a lot of bad games. I mean, again, San Francisco, Carolina is a good game. You want to take a look at Buffalo, Philly, I know the Green Bay, Kansas City game, you want to keep an eye on that. That's a Sunday night game. Loses a little luster without Mahomes. Houston, Oakland's an intriguing game, but not much this week. A lot of bad teams on the road. Not many great games. And Monday night game, Pittsburgh, Miami. Not a great week in the NFL. Okay, so there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys are all set. Thanks, as always, for the support. You guys have been a great audience again this year. Great audience. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday. Take care.